Oh shoot, what am I doing here? Why is this even recording? So let's go. I always say let's go, I don't even know why. Like, we're not going anywhere, we're right here. I'm just gonna clean up and then get going. No, what am I talking about? I'm just too tired to talk. Okay. Hello, all of my lovely YouTube people. Okay, Dinah is off the stand, as you guys already know, and the shovel head is on the stand for some much needed regular maintenance. I'm gonna do a few things to this thing. I want to take it on a little bit of a road trip, so I got to make sure everything's all up to snuff. Basically, go over the whole thing with a wrench, because you just never know when one of these old shovel heads is going to leave you kind of stranded on the side of the road. Hopefully, everything goes smoothly from there, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun one, and you guys are going to get to come with me because you are my YouTube people, and that's kind of, you know, what we're all here for, you know, adventures and stuff, and it's going to be a good one. So I'm going to just get started. I'm going to start by taking my spark plugs out, do the push rods first, because I really dislike doing push rods. So I'm going to, yeah, do them first, get it out of the way, and then everything else should be a breeze. So I'm going to take this side out for now, do my push rods. After that, I will take them all out and have a little look. I would say it's looking a little lean, actually. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not lean. Maybe it's looking good. Okay, this one is actually not looking too bad. Not looking too bad for having our leaky valve guide back there. It's kind of dirty-ish. Kind of dirty-ish, so we are gonna clean it. This front push rod is such a pain in the butt to deal with, because it literally just does not, like, it's so hard to get this to actually line up perfectly so that it's not rubbing the cover. Okay, so some people use clothespins for this. I like to use a piece of wire. This is one thing that's handy to have another person here for. Sometimes it can do the Kickstarter, and pretty loose feeling in there. All right, so I've got my 2 front push rods adjusted, and I'm just gonna do the 2 back ones now. Okay, just finished my push rods, double checked them all, got them all buttoned up here. And with a bird that just won't leave you alone. He's lucky he's cute, because he's definitely fits the annoying bill. All right, guys, next thing on the list for maintenance on the shovel head is Loctiting all these bolts in my rear sprocket. There we go. It's number 1. All right, my sprocket is all tightened up, so I'm just gonna do my spark plugs. I'm gonna clean them a little bit or put different ones in, and then top up my oil, check my tranny, and then I think I should be good, other than my front end needing to be greased. That'll be good for tonight. It is late and I just want to go to bed. I've actually got this one undone already, and it's pretty gross. So I think that these all, I think I'm going to just check and see if I've got any better ones. For a while there, I was buying a lot of new spark plugs because I was just changing them out all the time, trying to get stuff like tuned up and everything, and I wanted to make sure it for sure was not my spark plugs. But I think I'm gonna actually change these all out right now. I've got better ones, like all the ones I have are used, but they've got like hardly any miles on them at all. So I think I'm gonna change these all out actually for ones that are not brand new but better. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. Found the 4 best spark plugs in my mess of spark plugs. They're definitely better than what came out of there. So I'm just gonna pop them in and call it a night. Oh yeah, top up my oil and my tranny and then I'll be good. But always, always, always anti-seize on spark plugs. And I actually always torque them to the proper torque specs. I think it's always a good idea, actually, no matter what you're doing, to thread stuff in by hand before you put a tool on it, because if it can't thread in by hand, you're most likely cross-threading it or something, or you're doing something else that's gonna probably screw up your threads, which you just don't wanna do, especially on an engine. Yeah, so I'm gonna get these all good coat of anti-seize on there, and then I'm gonna torque these down. I've read different like torque spec charts, just like the difference in the way that torque specs change depending on if you have anti-seize or whatnot, and it's actually just such crazy amount of math and science and stuff that goes into it. It is funny just how much science actually plays into mechanics. I guess it's not funny, it makes sense. They are scientific, these machines that we so love. This little torque wrench measures in Newton meters and inch pounds. 15 foot-pounds is 180 inch pounds. I think if you're new to working on vehicles, it's a good idea to get used to using a torque wrench until you are used to how things feel when they are tight enough, because you can wreck a lot of stuff by tightening it up too much. Okay, let's go to the other side of the bike. There we go. Popped in. Okay, now it is just fluids. So we'll check my oil and my tranny. And a lot of people wonder about my oil tank, and it is just actually a stock Harley oil tank off of an FX, which we just moved in. It's got custom brackets that actually hold it in the center of the frame. And the oil plug's been moved to here. It's actually pretty good. I could give it a bit of a top up. I'm gonna check my tranny fluid because that leaks pretty badly. Huge mess on the other side of the bike from the main seal leaking on this thing. These old transmissions with the kicker box here, you just make sure that your oil level is coming up to the bottom of these threads. Mine is low right now, so I'm gonna have to top that up. And then it's basically just a matter of greasing my front end, which I might just squeeze some grease in there with it sitting on the bench the way it is, because I did just grease it not too long ago. Well, that's basically it for getting this thing ready to go. Just about done. Just gonna throw some grease in the front end and then check my tire pressures, which I actually just checked like 2 days ago, so they should be fine. So I'm just gonna grease my front end right now, and I'll check my tire pressures before I go. Okay, I've got this big old grease gun that I really dislike using because it leaks everywhere, but I'm gonna use it because it's the only grease gun I have. Been in my garage working so much these last few days that I've just been living off KD. No time for real meals. Yeah, this has actually got good amount of grease in it. My bird has been in here making a mess out of my bikes. He's making a mess out of everything, actually. He's just a very destructive little animal. For something as tiny as he is, he sure can cause a lot of destruction in a very short period of time. Okay, let's wipe all the extra off so that I don't have even more dirt sticking to my bike. Okay guys, I think I'm good for the road now. I'm good for a few 100 miles anyway. Couple 100 miles, however much it's gonna be. It's like a 2.5 hour ride where I'm going, and I'm not telling you guys where I'm going because you guys are gonna have to wait till you see. Anyway, I'm done for now. Now it's just a matter of just getting everything else packed up, which I can spend tomorrow doing, so it's great. I got all the motorcycle work done, so tomorrow I can just spend actually packing and planning, getting ready to go out Saturday morning. I'm sorry that I'm so tired, but I've like literally not been sleeping very much because I've been up till midnight or 1 in the morning, and then that little Loki wakes me up bright and early every day. So I'm gonna try to close my curtains like super tight tonight so that the light does not shine in and he thinks it's still time to be asleep. And we'll see if that works or not, but he's a pretty smart bird. He's figured out quite quickly how to get me out of bed. Well, it's nice to be woken up, I guess, without an alarm clock, but by a cute little bird biting your ear. It's good, I guess, to be awake in the morning, but right now it's good to be asleep at night. So that's what I'm going to be going to do as soon as I clean up my tools and stuff like that. I tried to not have too much of the messing around in there because the stuff did end up taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. But that's mostly just because these push rods get me every time because I don't know how you're supposed to adjust them with only 2 hands. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys liked it, and like always, if you like what you see, or if you just like me, or even if you don't like me but you like my bike, then like this video, comment, subscribe, and you know, share, do whatever you want to do. And like always, my lovely YouTube people, I will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. Why are you so silly? Look at them and explain yourself. Explain yourself. Very rotten little bird. Super rotten. Super duper bad bird. Look at this super bad bird. Don't hide now.